Well, during the campaign for the 1 cent per dollar Wichita City sales tax last year, a city document promised this if the tax passed. It said, the process will be transparent, with reports posted online outlining expenditures and expected incomes. And the Yes Wichita campaign promised reports will be measured and reported publicly. And they're referring to the economic development component, the jobs creation component of the sales tax. And reporting like this is a good idea. And the city should do this even though the sales tax did not pass. Yeah, we were promised a website if the tax passed. And if it's good for citizens to have this type of information if the sales tax had passed, well, it's also good for us to know in any circumstance. So why is this information about economic development not available? Is it that the city's communications staff is overwhelmed and have no time to provide this type of information? Well, during the sales tax campaign last year, Wichita City staff had time to prepare news releases with titles like City to Compete in Chili Cook-Off and Jerry Seinfeld Returns to Century 2. And since then, the city has hired additional communications staff, adding a strategic communications director in March. And now, while the city's Facebook page has some useful information, well, there's also plenty of time to promote Barry the Bison playing golf. And Wichitans have to just wonder, was transparency promised only to get people to vote for the sales tax? Or is it a governing principle of our city? Well, I think I know the answer. Here's another example. The Wichita transit system is a matter of intense interest right now. Funding for the system has been a problem for some years, and money for the bus system was part of the sales tax last year that Wichita voters rejected. So what is the city and the transit system doing to make information available? Well, the answer is not much. Some of the fundamental documents of government agencies are agendas, agenda reports, and minutes of meetings. And yes, there is such a thing as the Wichita Transit Advisory Board. But good luck finding agendas and minutes for this board. They do not exist. Well, I'm sure they exist somewhere, but they're not available on the city's website or on the transit system's own website. Now, I'm sure if you call or write someone at the city, they will send these documents to you. But that takes time, both for citizens and government workers. Now, it's not difficult to do this, to make government documents easily and readily available. There are many city agencies that make documents available, like the City Council itself and the Airport Advisory Board. Earlier this year, a local activist mentioned the lack of agendas and minutes for the Transit Board, bemoaning that there was no part-time web person to post the documents on the Internet. Well, I'm here to tell you, you don't need a web person to do this. It is so simple that anyone can do it for free. Now, here's an example. This summer, as Sedgwick County was preparing and debating its budget, I wanted to do some research on past budgets. But on the county's website, the only budgets available were for this year and the last year. There was nothing else. So I asked for budgets and other financial documents, and I received them on CD, compact disc. But then I created a shared folder using Google Drive and uploaded these documents there. Now these documents are available to the world. They can be found using a Google search. And here's something just a little bit ironic. These budgets had been on the Sedgwick County website at one time. Someone made the decision and took the effort to remove them. Well, creating this depository of Sedgwick County budget documents costs nothing except a little bit of my time. Well, if you have a lot of data to share, you might have to pay Google a little bit, like maybe $10 per month for each agency or person. But it is so simple. There is no excuse for the failure of agencies like Wichita Transit to make documents like agendas and minutes available. You do not need specialized personnel to do this. All you need is the will and desire to make the documents available. Well, here's another example of how simple and easy it can be to achieve transparency. Now, these days, live and archived video of governmental meetings is commonplace. Well, common that is, except for the Wichita Public School District. If you want to view a meeting of the Wichita School Board, you must either attend the meetings live in person or view delayed broadcasts on cable TV. But there's a simple and low-cost way to fix this problem. It's called YouTube. Now, last year when the Sedgwick County Commission was faced with an aging web infrastructure for its archive broadcast, it did the sensible thing. It created a YouTube channel and uploads videos of its meetings. Now, citizens can view commission meetings at any time on desktop PCs, tablets, and smartphones. This was a great improvement over the old system, which was difficult to use and required special browser plugins. I could never get the videos to play on my iPhone. Now, the Wichita Public School District could do the same. In fact, the district already has a YouTube channel. Yeah, I know it takes a long time to upload 2 or 3 hours of video to YouTube, but once started, the process runs in the background without intervention. No one has to sit and watch the process. Well, earlier this year, I asked, why does the district not make video of its meetings available archived online? And the district responded that it has a long-standing commitment to the USD 259 community of showing unabridged recordings of regular Board of Education meetings on Cox Cable Channel 20 and more recently AT&T UVerse Channel 99. And yes, these meetings are broadcast 7 times a week, starting the day after each meeting. 2 of the broadcasts start at 1 a.m. Now, showing these meetings delayed on cable TV, it's okay, and it was even innovative at one time. But why are not these meetings shown live? And what if you can't watch the meeting before it disappears from the broadcast schedule after 1 week? What if you don't want to pay cable television bills? What if you want to watch meetings on your computer, tablet, or smartphone? I don't think the fact that meetings are on cable TV means that they also cannot be on YouTube. And there are 2 elements of irony here, if that is really the correct term. One is that earlier this year, the Wichita School District considered hiring a marketing firm to gauge its reputation and suggest new branding strategies. Well, here's an idea. Act as though you actually care about people being able to view the district's board meetings. And second, in August, the Wichita School District raised property taxes. The mill levy will rise by 2.86, which is an increase of about 5% from its present level. The projected cost is an additional $33 per year for a home that's worth $100,000. That is a large tax increase. And that's bad. And what's also bad is the district's lack of respect for taxpayers. As I've just told you, it's difficult to view a meeting of the Wichita School Board. And that's a sign that the district prefers to operate in the shadows as much as possible. Yeah, the board will raise your taxes, and at the same time, keep it difficult for you to see them do it. Well, just for the sake of completeness, let's not let the state of Kansas off the hook. Currently, the proceedings of the Kansas Senate and House of Representatives are not available on video. The audio is broadcast on the internet, but live only, no archiving. You must listen live or figure out some way to record it on your own. But for $8 per month, the legislature could make its audio proceedings available to listen to at any time. For $8 per month, at least one podcast hosting company offers an unlimited plan. Unlimited storage, unlimited bandwidth. That is just what the legislature needs. And since the audio of the proceedings of the House and Senate is already broadcast on the internet, well, it must pass through a computer somewhere. And that computer could also be recording the audio. Once recorded, the process of uploading the audio to the podcast host is a trivial procedure. But neither Kansas legislative chamber records their proceedings, according to the Secretary of the Senate and the Chief Clerk of the House. Because I asked. I asked for recordings of sessions, and they replied, recordings of past sessions are not available because they are not made. It would be simple to record audio of the Kansas House and Senate and make it available for anyone to listen to at any time. It is almost without cost, and it would have great benefit. Oh, and I can't forget the federal government. In January, I requested a document from the United States Department of Energy. I had several conversations and emails with the records clerk. We came to agreement as to what I would receive, or at least what I'm requesting to receive. But I've received nothing so far. I don't know if the document will be made available to me at no charge, or will I have to pay several $1,000s. The Department of Energy is working on my request, they say. Our Congressman Mike Pompeo and his office have intervened on my behalf. But after 9 months, nothing. All these levels of government, city, county, school district, state, federal, they say they value open records and transparency. But let me ask you, do you think they really mean it?